Good evening, everyone. A warm welcome to everyone for this Vipassana meditation. Uh, I'd like to welcome everyone, Mangesh, Chetna, Monica, Shreya, Tanay, Rita, and everyone else who's there. You're welcome. And before we start, let me explain you uh, a little bit about how to do this meditation. Yes, good evening. So let me explain you how to do this meditation first. And what is Vipassana meditation? So this Vipassana meditation is something that Lord Buddha taught us. It is a very scientific way, very nice and beautiful meditation, a way of enlightenment. How you can be enlightened in this lifetime by practicing this very simple meditation. To do this meditation, you don't need anything. Just just you have to be yourself. That's it. And when you do this meditation, the object of meditation is your breath. Our breath is on all the time, 24 hours. So there is no time when we stop breathing, right? When we are till we are alive, we are breathing, but our attention is not on our breathing. Our attention is on worldly things. So in this meditation, our attention is on the breath. And why breath? Because uh, it is a very natural event which is happening, and the breath is connected to our emotions. It is connected to our thoughts. So when our thoughts change, our emotions change, there is a breathing change in the breathing also, right? So when we are observing our breath, second thing which happens is, if your mind is going into the past or in the future, when we are observing the breath, it is something which is happening right now. So your attention is in the present moment. It comes into the present moment, right? And there is no stress, there is no worry, nothing is happening in this moment. And when you are observing your breath, there is no stress at all, because you are not doing anything. Breathing is something which is automatic. It is a subconscious process which goes on and on all the time. So when you are breathing, and when your attention is on breathing, you basically you are in the present moment, and there is no stress, there is no energy lost. So this meditation you have to do with by sitting in a comfortable position. You can sit in Padmasana, Sukhasana, or you can sit on a chair also. You don't have to sit on floor necessarily. Anybody can do it. Anybody who is breathing can do this meditation. Very simple. And sometimes simple things are not easy to do because people complicate everything. So everybody is able to listen to me. Just type me in the chat box, and you can use your headphones. You can use the headphones to do this meditation. It will be yes, good. Thank you, Zeni, Chetna, Shweta. Okay, great. So everybody is able to hear me clearly. That's good. Thank you, Mani. So while doing this meditation, I will be guiding you. So it is a guided meditation. And you know normally when we start this meditation, our breathing is at a certain pace. It is going on, incoming breath, outgoing breath. But as we progress, and when you are in the present moment observing your breath, the breathing becomes very slow, and very short, like very slow and very short. And that is when you enter a thoughtlessness. And during that thoughtlessness, you are observing your breath, means you are an observer. You means the spirit soul that we are, like, the soul, right? We are observing, we are an observer, and we are observing the breath. Breath is related to the mind as well as the body. The breath is related to the mind as well as body and emotions, everything. So it is like thermometer. It tells you how is what is the state of your mind, what is the state of your emotions. So when you are breathing very slowly and very, like, slow and steady breathing, at that point of time, you might suddenly become aware of not only your breath but your the sensations in your body, and you will be observing your mind. So you become the master of your mind. Mind is not running you, you are observing the mind. When you are observing the mind, you are the master. When you are not observing the mind, when you are, like, directed by the mind, then you are the slave of the mind. Okay. And in that observation, you will, at certain point, you will notice that you are separate from the body, you are separate from the mind, you are separate from the breathing is also happening to you. It's a phenomena which is happening. You are separate from that. That is called self realization, or enlightenment. It can be partial in the beginning, but as time passes and you go into deep meditation like this on often, at some point of time it might become complete awareness of your true existence, your true self. And that is our aim. That is our aim, right? So uh, so let us now begin this meditation. So in between, I will be also, like, playing some meditation, some like, there will be light music going on. Okay. So uh, so just take your time, be sit in a comfortable position now. So you can sit in a comfortable position, use your headphones if you like. Okay. And I will start some light music in the background. Music is also, are you able to hear the music? Just somebody please type yes if you are able to hear some light music in the background. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Mitul, Seni, Rita. Thank you. Okay, great. So now just close your eyes, sit comfortably. As much as possible, be still. Don't move too much. Be still. That's why you need to sit in a comfortable position so that you don't have to move again and again. This will be almost a 40-50 minute session. Okay, so just relax, close your eyes if you haven't, and just notice your breath. Some of you will really go deep in meditation today. Just notice your incoming and outgoing breath. Meditation is an art of doing nothing. Just sit there doing nothing, and the spring comes and the grass grows by itself. Do nothing, just observe your breath. Notice the length of the incoming breath and the length of the outgoing breath. Relax. Relax your forehead, your eyelids, the eyebrows. Relax your shoulders, arms, chest, back, thighs, knees, calf muscles, feet, fingers, toes. Relax your entire body and just notice, keep noticing your incoming and outgoing breath. And as you continue to observe your incoming and outgoing breath, while your body is still, you will start to enter a deeper state of relaxation and just be in this moment. If a thought comes of the past or the future, just acknowledge that it is from the past or it is from the future, and notice if there is any change in your breathing, and just keep your awareness in this moment. Moment by moment, notice your incoming breath. Moment by moment, notice your outgoing breath. And notice also the sensations in the body. Just keep noticing the breath and notice that with time the breathing is becoming slower and slower, shorter and shorter. Do nothing. Breathing is automatic, so there is no effort. No need to concentrate, no need to focus on anything. Just be observant of your breath. Just be aware. Just be conscious of what is happening in your body, the sensations in your body, the breath, and also be aware of your surrounding. Whatever is happening, that's fine. You are consciousness, and your consciousness is spreading from some point within towards outside. Deep down within somewhere, your consciousness is emanating and spreading in all directions, 360 degrees. Let your eyes also become still and notice if you're observing images in your mind. Just acknowledge the truth of the moment. If something is happening automatically, automatically, let it happen. You don't have to force anything, just let the breathing happen and just observe the breathing. Just keep observing the breathing, moment by moment, the incoming breath and outgoing breath. Just keep observing the incoming and outgoing breath. And as you observe the incoming breath and the outgoing breath, notice where the breath is touching in your body. How deep is the breath going in your body? And also notice the movement of your body along with the breathing, the movement of the chest, the expansion and contraction of your lungs, the movement of the stomach. And with time, as you relax more and more, the breathing becomes slower and slower, and you move into present moment awareness. You move into thoughtlessness and pure awareness of what is happening right now in this moment. Even when I say this moment, the moment has passed. So, moment by moment, just be aware. There is some part of your mind which interprets something as good, bad, right, wrong. Be aware of that part of the mind also. As soon as you are aware of it, as soon as you are conscious of it, you become the master. Do not fight with your mind, just observe it. Just observe and accept whatever is happening. Even if the mind goes into the past, remembering some event of the day, even if it goes into the future, planning something that you want to do tomorrow or later, that's fine. Notice the changes in the breathing and bring back your awareness on your breathing. Just be aware of your normal, natural breathing. And as you are observing your breath, I'm going to share with you one story from the life of Lord Buddha, which will help you to go deeper into meditation. On one occasion, there was a person called Chakuphala. He came to meet Lord Buddha at Jetavana monastery. One night, while pacing up and down in meditation, he was sitting and doing meditation. He was moving. He accidentally stepped on some insects. In the morning, some bhikkhus visiting Chakuphala found the dead insects. They thought ill of him and reported the matter to Buddha. Buddha asked them whether they had seen him killing the insects. They said no. Then Buddha said, just as you have not seen him killing, so also he has not seen those living insects. And he is someone who has attained arhatship, means a state of mind or a state of awareness which is very high. And because of that, he could not have intentionally killed those insects. And he was innocent. Then the bhikkhus asked him why he was blind, although he was very exalted in his devotion. Lord Buddha could see the past lives of anyone who came across him because his mind is totally clear. There is no vikara in his mind, so he can see everything. Even in other people's lifetimes he can see. So he said that once Chakuphala in his previous life had deliberately made a woman blind. That woman had promised him that he will be a slave if her eyes were completely cured by him. But when Chakuphala in his previous life, he was a doctor a medicine man, and he gave him some medicine by which she started to see. But because of her promise that she will become a slave if she could see, she feared that now she will have to become a slave, so she lied to the physician, to Chakufala, that she cannot see. But he came to know that she was perfectly cured and she is able to see, but she's trying to deceive him. So he gave him some other medicine by which she became totally blind. And as a result of this evil deed, he lost his eyesight in many other lifetimes. So Buddha told the bhikkhus or the devotees that all mental phenomena has mind as the forerunner. Mind is the chief, and we are mind made. If one speaks or acts with evil mind, suffering will follow the person just as the wheels follow the foot of the ox that draws the cart. So we have to observe the mind. Just observe your mind. Notice where it is going. As you observe your breathing, the mind might go somewhere. Don't try to control it, just observe it. In the moment of observation, you become the master. Just observe. If the mind is not going in the past, in the present, in the future, then it is in the present. It is observing the breathing, the breath, the incoming breath and outgoing breath. And for many of you now, the breathing has become very slow and short. You are able to hear my voice. You are able to follow the instructions. You are able to grasp, and you are also aware of the sensations in your body. You are aware of the pattern of breathing. You are conscious. Deep within, there is awareness that is spreading in all directions. You are aware of it. Just keep being aware of this and just keep breathing normally, naturally. And in the moment, some of you might feel as if the breathing has become so slow, so very slow, and so very short that sometimes you might even wonder if your breathing is still on. But it is on, nothing to worry. Just keep noticing the breath. And some of you are so fortunate to have total awareness, no mental activity. Being in this state of total awareness, total consciousness, means that there is no stress for body and mind. And a few moments of total awareness and consciousness, of thoughtlessness, can heal your body and mind immensely, because it is a zero stress state of mind and body. People get spontaneously healed if you are able to spend a little time at this level. Just relax and keep noticing your incoming and outgoing breath. And notice how different it is from when you started. Just keep observing the pattern of breathing. And any thought or sensation that arises in the mind, remember that it is impermanent. If there is an emotion that arises, if you are reminded of an event where you were angry or upset or any other negative emotion, if there is any fear, anxiety, remember that that is also impermanent. Nothing is permanent. Sensations, emotions arise, reach a peak, and then slowly decrease and then disappear. If there is any thought, concern, worry that arises in mind, notice that your breathing changes instantly. But as you continue to observe the changes in your breathing, as you continue to observe the breathing, the incoming and outgoing breath, the breathing becomes slower and slower, shorter and shorter. Once, while residing at the Jetavana monastery in Savatthi, a young Brahmin whose father was very stingy and who never gave anything in charity, fell very ill, and no physician was consulted until it was too late. When he realized that his son was dying, he had the youth carried outside so that people coming in the house would not see this procession. This Brahmin was so stingy that he did not even do treatment for his son. On that morning, Buddha, arising early from his deep meditation, saw this. So when he came to Savatthi village for alms with his disciple, Buddha stood near the door of this Brahmin and the youth saw Buddha. He was very weak, he could not profess his faith mentally, but that was enough. The, the son of that Brahmin passed away. And he came out of his body and he could see that his father was crying. He mentally told his father to invite Buddha to his house. And give some charity. And he gave some charity. Because of this good deed, he also progressed on the spiritual path. At this point of time, Buddha said that all phenomena have mind as a forerunner. Mind is a chief. Mind is what makes us who we are. The person, the kind of person we are, the things that we do, the habits that we have is all because of the mind. It is the mind which is keeping us in bondage. So if one speaks and acts with pure mind, happiness follows the way the shadow follows a man who's walking ahead. The way the shadow follows us wherever we go, if with if we act with pure mind. So during the day, during this meditation, you can observe your mind and body and what arises in the body. Does anger arise in your body? Does fear arise in the body? The memories of the past contain some emotion. As you notice your breathing, sometimes your attention goes away from breathing to some thought. Either it is of the past or is the future. The thought contains some emotion, and that emotion creates a sensation in your body. You have to be aware of that mind is working at this point of time. If the mind is not in a pure state, whatever you do will create suffering. If anger has arisen in your body and mind, and you act while in that state of mind, it is going to create suffering. Just as we saw in the previous story of Chakkufala. In a negative state of mind, whatever he did, he made that woman blind. And we see in this story of this Brahmana whose son mentally accepted Buddha as his teacher while dying. And then telepathically he told his father to give some donation, some offering to Buddha. And because of this good deed, he attained a higher state of being. So whenever you are acting in a pure state of mind, you will get happiness. So as you observe your breathing, the incoming breath and outgoing breath, you reach a state of mind when the mind is clear of all thoughts, all feelings, all sensations. There is no negativity in that. Your aim is to be in this state of mind most of the time. Even when you are not meditating with eyes closed, be aware of your breath, the sensations in your body, the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions. And when when your mind is impure, don't take any action. Don't say anything. Calm yourself. Let your thoughts settle down. Observe your breathing even in your daily life while you are doing your worldly activities. You can, with eyes open, also observe your breath till it becomes slow and steady, and your mind becomes calm, and you start observing your mind, and you become the master of your mind, and you start being conscious and aware. And in that awareness, when all the vikaras, the kama, krodha, lobha, moha, or any other vikara, any fear, any worry, any concern, doubts have disappeared, and your mind has become clear, in that state of mind, you can act. And when you act in that state of mind, happiness will follow the way your shadow follows you wherever you go. Wherever you go, you will bring happiness. You will bring happiness to yourself. You will bring happiness to your family members, friends, whoever you meet. Buddha's words and these stories of Buddha are very powerful because there is a message for all of us in this. There is a message that can free us. And even if a person listens to one story of Buddha and one sentence what Buddha has uttered and said, that person becomes free. That person attains some level of, some percentage of enlightenment, partial enlightenment. And for many of you, many things have shifted during this meditation. You have deeply realized at a subconscious level, at a level where your mind, body, and breath meets. You may have heard about Sangam, Triveni Sangam, where three rivers meet. In this meditation, Ganga, Jamuna, Saraswati are meeting at one point. The mind, the body, and the breath are meeting at one point of time, where your consciousness is aware of all these three things. At this point, magic happens. And for many of you, many things have shifted permanently. Many of you have deeply realized this at very deep level of the mind. Many of you are at deep levels which is even deeper than sleep, and you are conscious of everything. You're conscious of your surroundings, you're conscious of your breath, you're conscious of the sensations in your body, you're conscious of the thoughts and images in your mind, and you are conscious of the movements of the body, mind, eyes. Even when your eyes are closed, if the eyes are moving here and there, it means the mind is still a little bit active. When your mind, when your attention, when your eyes get fixated at some chakra, either the third eye or the crown, that means the mind has become totally still and stable. And all this is internal awareness, which you are experiencing right now. It doesn't come by reading books, it comes by experience. And in this guided meditation, you are able to experience the Triveni Sangam of mind, body, and breath. And this is highly transformational. Every day, you need to have some time during the day, morning, evening, some time when you reach. Our Shastras also mention that it is very auspicious to go to the Triveni Sangam. The external Triveni Sangam you might find at many spiritual locations. You can find in Haridwar probably and other places also. Nashik. Those are the physical Triveni Sangams. And this is what you're experiencing is internal Triveni Sangam. And it is very, very auspicious to be at this place. And since we are meditating in a group, we have the blessings of Lord Buddha. We heard the stories of Lord Buddha, and many ascended masters in the disciplic succession of Lord Buddha are there to help you, to guide you in this spiritual journey of enlightenment. And some of you may also have experienced something very special today. It's wonderful to be deeply relaxed like this and just be aware and conscious of all that is happening inside. And many of you might have noticed that you are the observer and you are observing the body, the mind, the thoughts, the sensations, the breathing, and some realization you have that you are separate from all this. You are beyond this. As you keep observing your breath, the incoming and outgoing breath, at some point of time you become aware that you are observing and you are separate from this. When there are no thoughts, when the breathing becomes slow and steady, very slow, very steady, at that point of time you go beyond the mind. And when you go beyond, and when the mind is not there, when you are in this moment, there is no past, there is no future. When you are in this moment, mind disappears and you see yourself, your true nature. You experience yourself. Just keep relaxing. Just keep observing your breath. Observe your body. Observe the sensations in your body. Thoughts, if any. Become aware of your surroundings. Become aware of the sounds in your environment. Move your fingers and toes a little bit. And I will now count from 1 to 5. The count of 5, you can slowly open your eyes, feeling fine in perfect health and better than before. 1, 2, 3, coming out slowly. 4, 5. Open your eyes, feeling fine in perfect health and better than before. Wonderful. That's really nice. Okay, great. So now, if you have any questions, I can take some questions, and I would like you to share also how did you feel, what was the experience during this session. You can unmute yourself and speak. You can share. Whatever you share might be very helpful for a lot of other people also. So would like to share. You can also chat in the chat box. You can share in the chat box also. But anybody would like to speak, you can do so right now.
Yeah, hi Sachin, Mangesh here.
Yes, Mangesh.
Yeah, so it's really pleasing. I really feel fresh. And during meditation, there were some moments that I realized that the mind was absolutely blank, and I was able to also understand the surrounding or the voice and everything was going, but there was absolute clarity with respect to there were no thoughts or anything going, and such moments came started coming frequently during the meditation. So it was really great experience. Thanks for this.
Very nice. Amazing. Who else would like to share? Tanay is also saying as it was a peaceful. It was peaceful while Zen is saying it was peaceful. Amazing
Hi,
experience.
sir.
Yes. Hi. Hi, Shri.
Shreya here. So I think I was sleeping.
You okay?
Yeah, I was in deep sleep.
Okay.
And even I think going into it took some time, but once I was into it completely, I think I was, sort of even the story, I don't know if I heard it completely. I was
Okay.
zoning in and out of it, and it was very, very peaceful.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. You were in kind of yoga nidra. Monica was
Yes. Yeah.
but
So
the
even coming out of it
Hmm.
felt like moving through various, circles which were of indigo
Hmm.
color.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you went into some circles very
Yes.
inside. Okay, that's also good. But when we said, like, now you can slowly open your eyes, so you could open your eyes. So you were some part of your
So
mind
I could,
was also
yes, some part of it was listening to what you were saying, but
yeah,
some part of it was definitely asleep.
that's fine. That's wonderful, actually. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Many times, like, some like even Buddha and many other spiritual teachers, they have students who, like, during the meditation session, they go to sleep. And those are the students, many times, it's not that those who are not sleeping are not good, but many times those students progress more.
Okay.
Because they at deeper level they absorb the information, so it's wonderful, and I'm sure you'll have a good sleep also. uh,
And so while you're in that state, you do have visions.
yes,
Yeah. So that was also happening, but they were not complete visions, but partially. Like suddenly there would be light in some vision and then it would go away.
yes, very good that you're conscious of that. That means you are not completely sleeping. And Krishna is also saying that felt very calm, peaceful, rejuvenating. That's wonderful. Sujata, wonderful to be absolutely thoughtless for some time. So yes, it is absolutely wonderful, to experience that thoughtlessness even for some time. It's really great. Shreya, you want to share anything else? Anybody else would like to share anything? Mithul felt light. Very nice. You felt light. So, you have to remember these feelings also. When you are in that state of thoughtlessness, how did you feel? And in that state, whatever you decisions you make, or whatever you speak, or whatever you say, when you're coming from that peacefulness, that will create happiness wherever you go. No matter what you do, where you go, it is going to create that. Anybody else would like to share? Who else would like to share? That's wonderful. Anybody has any questions about this? Great. Wonderful. So the purpose of this meditation is that uh, when we continuously practice and learn about it and go into deeper levels and realize these things, because whatever is written in the scriptures, or whatever is written in the books, when you when you are actually guided by a teacher, and when there is someone to like, take you deeper levels, that time you realize more, maybe 100 times more than reading a book. That is the purpose. My mission is to help as many people as possible to go into deep levels of the mind and realize the inner truths. Okay. And we want to, like, if you are serious about mastering these things, so then you can keep attending these sessions, either physical sessions. Now we have our center is also now open, and I'm also conducting so many things online. So you have to just keep immersing yourself into these things and learn about the inner nature, inner working of the mind, and the subconscious mind. And like, become free from the vikaras. The vikaras is like anything which takes you off balance, any fear, any thought, anything. So even suppose you have a dream, something in that dream, whatever emotions have been triggered, like Shri, I think you shared with me that there was some dream unpleasant. So even in
Yes.
that state of mind, if there is, what is the emotion that got triggered, and what do you feel, what do you feel in your body, how do you feel in your body? You just have to notice uh, like a observer. So Tanay, vikara is any negative emotion or a thought pattern or an emotional pattern which comes to your mind when either you are, when you are meditating, or at any other time, maybe in sleep also, or maybe in during the day in your normal life, something comes up and you, like, you feel that emotions. It may be fear, it may be anger, it may be something like that. You will notice your breathing has become wavery, fast, or like not calm. So you have to realize the breathing is a thermometer. During the day also, if your breathing is not slow and steady and it becomes like this or like this or anyway, that means you realize that you are not in that state of mind. And in that state of mind, if you say something, if you take act, whatever you do, it's going to create suffering. We saw what Buddha has spoken. So at that point of time, your first responsibility is to calm your mind, come to a state of mind where you are calm. And it is you know easy to say, difficult to do, but when you do this meditation, it becomes easy to do it also. When you have practiced this, then even at the time of death, when you are leaving the body, at that point of time also, you will be able to, you will not be wavered. There will not be any fear, there will not be any other negative emotion. You will be calm, you will be centered, and you will observe it. And even if you have realized yourself, uh, like Mika used to see when he got enlightened. When a person get enlightened, when you realize your true self, then there is no death, because you know that you are different from the body and you are different from your mind. You are beyond the mind. So those who have done this meditation and those who do this regularly will experience that. You will go beyond the mind and body and realize your true self. And then many things become easy. You can, you know, you can realize the spiritual truth. You can realize the spiritual truths which are mentioned in the scriptures. Then when you read any book, it can be any religious book, or you, as we say, scriptures from any religion. When you read it, you'll get it, what it means, because you have the practical understanding also at a deeper level. So those who are, like, serious about enlightenment, those who want to be enlightened, and you should do this meditation every day. And once in a while, once in a week, once in 15 days, we will all gather like this, and in a group, wherever we are in different cities. There are people from different cities and different countries also uh, in this session. So wherever you are, it doesn't matter. You can do this meditation, and collectively also, when we do this, it has a more power. No matter where we are in physically, we may be different places, but collectively, when we do this meditation, it has much more power. So it was wonderful. uh, and many times when I am doing sessions, when I'm doing something like this, it's not that I am speaking. Many times ascended masters are speaking through me, and that is why, like, in you will see that many times what I say, sometimes it is totally like even I am surprised at what I said. Like for example, I said about Triveni Sangam. This is the first time I mentioned something like that, but it is true. I also realized that it is the breath, the body, the mind. This is a Triveni Sangam. The first time I mentioned this, and it just came to my mind. So it's totally refreshing idea. Yes, I've recorded this, so I'll upload this tomorrow. And those who want to use this as a meditation, like, those who want to go through it again, or you want to, like, share this with your family, friends, those who could not attend or who had no idea about this, you can share with them also. I will upload this and I will share the link with you. I think this is a, like, it was an amazing session. I will also benefit if I listen to this again. It was amazing. And the stories of Buddha, how did you feel about that stories? Like, very apt stories, and like, it's related to the meditation also. Like, it gave new meaning to the meditation, I feel. So I will be sharing more and more stories, like every session. The next, whenever we do this again, I will share some more stories. And the wisdom of Buddha, which Buddha gave us before 2000 years back, like 2000 years back, almost 2000 years back, that wisdom is available with us. So thank you very much. It's 9:58 now, 2 minutes to go to 10 o'clock, and we are ending this session. And thank you so much for being there, and see you soon in the next session somewhere soon, maybe next week. Okay, till then, have a nice day, have a nice weekend, and be blessed.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sachin.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.